going on, everybody? Kelly, and I'm bringing you a brand new video today. So today we have a very, very special video for you. I am actually out at another private disc golf course in Indiana. So I actually recently just got back from Michigan playing in a private invite-only tournament over this past weekend, and when I got back to Ohio, I wanted to find a new course to play for the channel. I pretty much played everything in the Ohio and Kentucky area that's a major course or a very well-known course, and I was looking at UDisc over the weekend and found a course called Cedar Grove here in Indiana. This is a private-owned course on a property owned by, the owner's name is Josh. If you look this up on UDisc, you're definitely going to see it. It is a 4.6 rated out of 5, which is absolutely awesome. This place looks amazing. I've not even played a hole yet. I just pulled up and the place already looks amazing. Very, very well maintained out here. A little bit about Cedar Grove. I believe Josh said that this has been in place for about a year and a half now, and they have done some amazing, amazing work out here. There's tee pads. There's actually longs and shorts now. They have really nice baskets in. I believe they're the dynamic discs. I forget the actual name of what the basket is called, but they have really nice baskets in. This is some very, very technical golf out here, which is what I thoroughly enjoy. It's very, very similar to Michigan golf. Every single one of the holes out here, there's going to be, each one is going to have tee signs as well. Josh's wife did a super great job on these tee signs, so you'll see that on each and every hole out here. We are going to break this up into 2 separate videos. There's a total of 20 holes out here, so we're going to do a front 10 and then a back 10 as well. I'm just going to see how well we can shoot out here and just have a really good time. I am super excited to be out here today playing another privately owned course, but we are going to get into hole 1 now here and see how well we can shoot. Hole 1 out here at Cedar Grove, you're going to see the basket just straight down the hill here. You're gonna see those 2 birdhouse is there. That's going to be actually a double mando that we're gonna have to hit. This basket is about 148 feet away. This one's gonna be a tough one. All right, I feel like a lot of these holes out here today are gonna be putter and mid-range holes. I don't think there's very, very much distance out here, but I'm fine with that. We're gonna start the round out here with the Crystal Luna. I just really need to hit this double mando or end up somewhere short of it. That way we'll have a putt at it. We're gonna see what we can get into here. All right, so the tee sign says over here, it says pro tip in course tradition. Here, I'll show it to you. It says on the tee pad, or the tee sign here, pro tip in course tradition, take 2 tee shots to start your casual round. I would say this is a pretty casual round out here today, so we're gonna take 2 off the tee since I missed the first one. All right, for our second shot, we're gonna take the Big Z Fierce here. I'm gonna do a standstill on most of the shots out here probably today, since the shots are gonna be a little bit shorter. All right, I sent it into the ground, but we actually are we're gonna have to hit the mando from probably a jump putt there. One thing that I do wanna mention, if you are in the Ohio, Indiana, or Kentucky area and you're looking to play out here at Cedar Grove, it is by appointment only. Make sure that you text Josh before you are coming out here. Set up a tee time with him. That's what I did. I texted him yesterday. He literally got back to me within 30 minutes and was like, hey, you can come out and play. I'm going to take my second shot here, since that's what the tee sign said I could do on this first hole. We're gonna be well short of the basket here. Gonna have to go through the mando with a jump putt. All right, we're definitely giving this thing a run. That was a terrible run, but we'll end up with a 3 on the first hole. All right, we'll take a 3. So I was talking to Josh before I started the round out here. He let me know that he came from a background of ball golf, and a lot of the holes out here, it's more of a placement shot than anything. More than, you can definitely give some ace runs out here, but you're gonna wanna play some placement golf. That way you can actually get some pretty good scores out here. But we're gonna head into hole 2 here. It's looking like another shorty, has some mandos and things like that. I am so excited to be out here today. I love private courses. There's just something about it. And the amount of effort that people put into actually creating something like this takes so much effort. So I highly recommend checking this place out if you are in the area. But we're gonna head into hole 2 here and hopefully get some birdies. If not, just have a good time and hit some pars out here. All right, hole 2 is going to be a slight dog leg to the right. You're just going to go through this initial gap here, hitting the mando that is there and push up towards that set of trees that you're seeing there. There is a retaining wall where the basket is, but I am going to show you guys the T sign on this one just because it's hilarious. So each of the T signs, most of them have like a funny quote and then like a pro tip or some sort of quote. Here, this one says size doesn't matter. And then the pro tip on this hole is if this hole was any easier, it would be a par 2. Don't mess it up. So we're definitely going to try and get the birdie on this one and not mess this up. Otherwise we're kind of not starting out too great here. I'm gonna take my Glow Z zone here, just put it out on a forehand. There is a little bit of OB on the left. As long as we end up towards the right, we should have an open look at the basket. Oh, luckily we hit that tree because we were going to be kicking off to the left into the OB, unfortunately. So you'll see a lot of these holes out here are very, very short, but they're very, very technical. The lines that you have to hit out here to get close to the basket, there's low ceilings, tight lines out here. We're going to be in an interesting spot here for a putt on hole 2. We're going to have a straddle putt, jump putt here. If we can hit this, that would be a huge putt early on in the round. All right, we'll take another par. Really nice baskets out here. There's very good directions out here too. Every time, like near the basket, there's gonna be a next tee sign that points you in the right direction. It is on UDisc as well, so you will be able to do the scoring out here. This next hole is going to be, it looks like this is gonna be our first longer distance hole. Luckily, we're still even out here. This one looks like to have a lot of OB on it. Hole 3, we're going to be playing the A basket location. So this one's gonna have 2 locations on it. This is gonna be 302 feet, and you're gonna have a Mando just off to the right there. One of the T sign notes actually says thanks to Gary Costa for having that Mando there. I guarantee he went up and over out that way, so we're gonna have to keep something in the fairway here. So I'm gonna take something pretty controllable out here. I'm gonna take my prototype Passion, just try and put this thing out there on a pretty straight line. The pro tip on here just says throw it up the middle and take the par. Nice, that's gonna be in a really good spot. Hit the middle of the fairway there. I'll hopefully have a great look at the basket from there. So the owner, Josh, told me that some of the holes out here are actually going to have an A and B pin location. I don't know if there's 2 tee pads necessarily. Most of them are marked with either blue or purple for the long and the short, and then there'll be two sets of baskets on some of the holes. This one is looking like we are just gonna play the A pin location, which is a par 3. We're gonna end up in the middle of the fairway here. Hopefully be able to get up and down from where we're at. Basket here, it actually is a hanging basket, it looks like. I believe that's the A pin location there. So we're gonna have an easy up and down here to get up and down for a par. Sit. There we go. Take a par and stay even through 3. All right, that's gonna put us even through 3 holes. Now I'm actually really stoked to be throwing a lot of putters or mids even out here today, just because this off season wanted to focus on that, getting the form a little bit more dialed in. But we're gonna head into hole 4 here. This one's gonna be a super tight and technical hole. All right, hole 4, you're gonna see it pretty much dead straight ahead, super tight and technical hole. It's going to be about 116 feet, and you're going to have OB on the left side. Pro tip here from the T sign is going to be visualize your line to the basket and let it rip. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go with the Big Z Fierce here. Just try and put this thing on a really straight line towards the basket, and like the pro tip says, let it rip. So normally at brand new courses, I won't bring out a brand new disc, but I am so stoked on this one. This is probably one of my all-time favorite discs, molds, plastics, everything like that. It's going to be the Big Z Fierce from the 2020 edition Ledgestone. I'm gonna see how this thing flies through this initial gap here. Hopefully get something down close to the basket so we can get our first birdie here. Oh my gosh, that was beelining right for the basket. Hit a tree at the end, unfortunately, but we'll have an open putt there. Hopefully be able to get a birdie here. Gonna have a really tough putt here. Yep. I knew I was gonna hit that tree. All right, staying even through 4. 5, we're playing the purple location, which is the short basket. Here, you're gonna see it right down there. This is a super tight gap, about, it's looking like 268 feet. So this gap is super tight here. The pro tip on the T sign says to disc down. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'd typically probably take a fairway driver here, but I'm gonna take the Jawbreaker Wasp here. For a Wasp, this is a little bit more understable than you'll typically see in most runs of Wasp. Hopefully have this thing just go pretty straight down the gap here and get something close to the basket. shanked it off to the right just a little bit, but it did end up back down the fairway, so we should have an open look at the basket. All right, ended up in a pretty good spot here. We're gonna have to have a good jump putt to hit this birdie putt. Oh, off the top of the band. That would have been a huge birdie. All right, even through 5. This is gonna be 222 feet, and from the sign, you're just gonna throw something on a hyzer through this gap right here. The pro tip says, don't overthink it, go with the easy hyzer out, so that's what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna take my Glow Z zone here, reliable on a hyzer line. It looks like the basket from the tee pad, it's actually tucked into a teepee. Hopefully we can get something close to that and hit a birdie on this really, really cool hole. That looked like a great line. I'm really hoping that had the distance on it to get down there. If it does, we should be in a good spot. Dang, I really wanted that birdie on this one. How cool is that? That is so sweet. Hole 7 is going to be 180 feet. You're gonna have to make it through all of these tight gaps to the hanging basket. It looks like down there. It might be perched up in that tree there. I'm not really sure, but this is a super cool looking hole here. Man, this is gonna be a really demanding tee shot. So I'm gonna take my more beat-in, older Big Z Fierce here, try and put this thing on a turnover line. It looks like it lines up better for that than the forehand. The pro tip on the tee sign on this one says, there is a line there. Don't think about the cedar trees. So we're not going to think about the cedar trees here and just try and get this thing close to the basket with it only being about 180 feet. Ooh, that's looking well long of the basket. Yeah, hit a great line. Didn't hit any trees down there, but sent it a little bit too far. So the turnover backhand is something that we're gonna be working on this off season. I'll probably do some videos of doing some field work. I hope I didn't push too far to the right because there is barbed wire. So we'll take a look and see. Hopefully it didn't end up too far. Just actually got closer to it too. We almost went OB. That's an OB line there. We're just inside the OB line there. Came up a little short. So to put it in perspective for you, I'm about 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. This basket is easily probably, I don't even know how tall it is. It's just super tall. Almost every hole out here you could say is a signature hole out here at Cedar Grove. Each one is so unique, has its own little touch to it. It's super cool out here. I really enjoy this. We're gonna head into hole 8 here. Hopefully have a great drive and get our first birdie out here at Cedar Grove. Hole 8, 155 feet. You're gonna see it dead straight ahead, just in a trailer out there. How cool is that? We're gonna give this thing an ace run. All right, so the pro tip here is that you either ace it or park it. So we're gonna do one or the other. Hopefully get an ace here for the first one on the channel. I'm gonna take the Crystal Luna here, try and throw this thing in the bucket. Do it. Oh, I hit the trailer out there. If that thing had a little bit more height, that was going in the basket. There's our first birdie. All right, finally hit our first birdie out here at Cedar Grove. That's gonna put us 1 down through 8 holes now. I'm all right with that score. I'm just having a great time out here. This is amazing, privately owned course. And this is probably one of the most demanding tee shots that we've had out here. I believe we're going to the basket that you're gonna see with the cone on the top of it hanging down there. There's another basket off just to this left side, but we're just gonna go straight ahead and go at that one. The Bushnell says it's about 280 feet. Tee sign says 257, but either way, we're just gonna play it as is here and try and hit this initial gap. All right, I'm gonna take an understable mid here and go with my Meteor. I think this disc is gonna line up best for us out here just because of how flippy it is. We need to just hit this initial gap through these trees and get something down this fairway. I will take that. We got out of the initial gap here. We're going to be in the middle of the fairway there. That was by far the scariest tee shot that I have thrown in a while. If you do not get through that initial gap, you are going to have one tough time getting even somewhere close to the basket for a par or even a bogey. I bet you there's been plenty of people out here that have taken 5, 6, probably even 7s for that tee. That one's super interesting. I hope we're in a great spot so that we can have a decent look at the basket here. That's why I took the Meteor, a little bit more understable, can try and hyzer flip that thing through that tiny gap. But we're gonna take a look and see where we ended up. Hopefully be able to get up and down for a par here. Ooh, we gave that a little bit of a run, actually. I wasn't expecting it to stay up in the air for that long, but we'll take that. We'll be able to get a par from there. There we go. Really cool hanging basket on this one. All right, that is going to put us 1 down through 9 holes. Now, there are 20 holes total out here, so like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're gonna be splitting this up into 2 10-hole parts here, the front 10 and the back 10. We're gonna head into hole 10 here, the final hole. Hopefully get a birdie to end this round and go 2 down out here at Cedar Grove. But let's take a look and see what we can get into here on hole 10. Hole 10, 232 feet to the purple basket location. You're gonna wanna hit this initial gap here, and you're going to see that blue sign down there. That's pretty much where we wanna end up going. More than likely going to go with a forehand here. So I'm gonna take my Crystal Luna here. We just want something to go pretty straight through this initial gap and have a little bit of fade towards the right. If you put a little bit of power into this thing, it will carry over enough for what I think we want it to do here. Only about 232 feet down the fairway here. Sit. I think I pushed it a little bit too far. If it didn't push too far, we should have an open look towards the basket, but we'll have to see once we get down there. Get just perched up in the tree down there. I think we pushed well long of the basket over here in the rough, unfortunately. Oh, that was close. All right, well, on the front 10 here at the par. That is going to conclude the front 10 out here at Cedar Grove. Man, what an amazing course this has been. It is a privately owned course by Josh and his wife. They have done something amazing out here with the amount of work that they have put in, the tee signs, tee pads, multiple basket locations, the amount of grounds work that goes into this place. Thank you so much to both of them for putting together an amazing course for the disc golf community. I highly recommend coming to check this out. Like I mentioned earlier on in the video, if you do want to come check out Cedar Grove, make sure that you get Josh's number off of UDisc, and you'll be able to text him and set up a tee time to come out here and play this amazing course. We shot pretty well out here for a new course. Most of the time we were just hitting pars out here. We were able to shoot 1 birdie and go 1 down through the front 10. We're definitely going to look to make up a couple birdies on the back. That way we can stay in the negative to even range right there. But thank you again so much for watching and hanging out with me here today at Cedar Grove. Make sure that you leave a like down below. Comment what you think of the course, and if you've ever played a private course yourself, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can come and hang out with me on the back 10 out here at Cedar Grove. Thanks again, and we will catch you in the next one.